Well, hello beautiful people, my name is Teresa and I am your cruise director on the magical mystery tour that is this channel. If I sound a little bit funny today, it's because I'm still recovering from COVID, so I'm still a little bit nasally. I still have a little bit of a cough, but I am really keen to get back into filming. It's who even gets COVID now? Like, seriously. Today the first thing, I've got so much new stuff to try that'll be coming up obviously over the course of the next week or so, but first off today we are going to try the Danessa Myricks Groundwork Define Neutrals palette. I haven't used this before, and she's also bought out the Blooming Romance, I think it's called. Yeah, Blooming Romance, which we will try in another video. But today it is all about this, and I wanted to try this just because obviously it's the first one and it's all around her neutrals. But before we get into that, let's do all the usual stuff. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell to be alerted to any new uploads, and if you like this video at the end, please give it a big thumbs up. So let's get to it. Okay, so first up, I mean, this is beautiful. This is, excuse me, itchy nose. This is just such luxury packaging. And if you have used this or seen this before, you will know that these are all pomades in the larger pans and powders, and designed to do everything on your face. So I have done my base products, so foundation, concealer, powder. I am using the new Morphe Lightwork. This shade that I've got on is neutral, and it runs very, very warm, very yellow. And I know that other people that have purchased the cool tone have said theirs has run very, very yellow as well. So it looks really good on camera. I'm not going to lie, I know that it looks good on camera, but in person she runs a bit yellow, to be honest, so I'm a bit disappointed in that. So I'm going to go in first with Bark, which I will use on my brows, I think, using the pomade first. I should stick my finger in and get a feel for it. Okay, so let's see how this, sorry, I just need to adjust. That's better so I can see what I'm doing. I mean, it's picking it up pretty easy. I've just tinted my brows as well, so these are going to look pretty Angry Birdish dark today. So this is obviously designed to be used on the whole face. I don't know if we're going to be able to do a blush with it. Might be able to, but it'll be very warm. If you've used a brow pomade before, you're not going to have any problem with this, let me tell you, because it's a bit softer than a normal brow pomade. Okay, clean off my brush, and I'm going in with the powder on that now, just to see. I mean, this is making my brows very, I'm concerned it's making them a bit blocky, but they'll do. Okay, so going in with Stone for contour. The pans aren't super big. Okay, I think I need a different brush. That's too soft. Okay, I've got a slightly smaller, denser brush now. So going into Stone. And that's the perfect contour, not going to lie. As per usual, this is a pomade, any cream type product I will stamp on as opposed to brushing too much. I don't want to disrupt what's underneath it. That stamping motion will work. Has anyone else had COVID recently? It's doing the rounds. When I put up that I had COVID, the amount of people that reached out to me to say they had it as well was really surprising. Now, underneath the jawline, we can buff this across. We don't have to worry about disturbing so much. It's not the first time I've had COVID, it's the second time. The fatigue's worse this time though. Last time, I think September 2022, I had it, and my worst day was much worse than this time, but overall this time's dragged on a bit longer. Okay, now just slightly going into, it's interesting, into the powder of the same shade to set this. And you don't need much. This brush is quite thin. It's the only way it'll get in there. It's sort of getting the tip on it, as you can see. Right, now I might do my nose, go in with the same Stone pomade first. Having not used this product, I think this is why I wanted to start with this neutral groundwork neutrals, groundwork defining neutrals, sorry. I wanted to start with this just to give you an idea of what I'm working with. Clean that off and then go into the pomade, into the powder of it. There's no fallout with this, but I think it could be really easy to be a bit heavy-handed if you're not careful, because this is looking a little bit muddy around the nose just now. I'll take that brush and soften that. So the only thing with this, I mean, with this you can take out the pans here. You've got these here, so you can pull them out, hold them in your hand if you want to do it. I'm not going to do that today. Going in with Mirage as my bronzer. So first in with the pomade, then in with the powder. Again, using a smaller brush than what I would normally use, which is a bit of a pain. I've seen a couple of people saying they'd prefer them all to be pomades in one big pan and then a smaller, like the pomades being this full size, and then the powder being in a separate pan. And I can sort of understand why. Oh, that's really nice. That's a beautiful bronzer. Because yeah, that's my only gripe so far, is that these pans are so small. Okay, that's warming up really nicely. Okay, now into the powder side of it. This is a bit harder, and in fact I've just pulled out just so I can get my brush around it a bit better, and tap that on over the top. Flip over the brush now and tap on. So this would be really long wearing, I would imagine, because you're setting everything down. Okay, going in with the same brushes, this could either give me a really nice glowy warm blush or absolutely ruin the look. Going in with the shade Core now. Obviously this is a really warm shade and I am a bit nervous about it. And I don't think I'll dip back in. I'll just use what is on here in one dip. And then in with the powder. Now, if I just stamp and don't sort of curl and flick my brush, it's just going to grip over that pomade, so be aware of that. I could see that doing it. Right, so I'm pretty happy with where that's at now, so let's start trying an eye look. Let's see how we go. Okay, obviously we'll start with Sandstone, I think, and then maybe go into Desert. We'll see how we go. This could be, I've got a base on, but to be honest, you probably don't need, if you're going in with a pomade, you probably don't need a primer. And just going in, don't have to be too exact with this because we're just giving this a wash of colour over the lids, and using the same brush to go into the powder of it now, just to set that. So that's that set. Going into Desert now on a flat fluffy blender brush. Loading up that brush, and now I don't normally use cream eyeshadows at all because of the fact that my eyes are so hooded, so my experience with them isn't great. Actually, I've got in a box here, I've got some crayon eyeshadows to use, some stick eyeshadows, so that will be coming up as well. Gosh, my voice, I'm so sorry. These blend super easy, can I just say, and diffuse out beautifully as well. Look at that, that's just diffusing out just with a soft push. Okay, cleaning my brush off and going into the powder of that. To set it. And if you've got hooded eyes like I have, there is no way I would do this without setting it with the powder. I just don't think it would have the longevity. And again, that's just buffing out really nicely. There's not going to be anything super groundbreaking in this look, I wouldn't imagine. But what a great thing to have just to take away with you if you don't want to carry a heap of different products. You could take these and something like Urban Decay's Space Cowboy, for example, or one of the Give Beauty Icy and Dazzle, or even like the Stila would work. Okay, I'm not going to make this look too complicated. I think I'm going to go in with Sculpted now. Oh, what's this one called? Harvest? Maybe this one, slightly warmer. And pack that on the outer corner. And then just bring it in a little bit. I see that's just blowing out. Oh. You don't have to be you don't have to be fantastic with eyeshadows, honestly. If this sort of colour story is what you like, you don't have to be fantastic if you're not super confident. This is just blending so easily. It really is just pushing itself around. And going into the powder of this to set. I don't know what the longevity will be like of this, and I probably, in all honesty, today won't be keeping it on too long, just because I've got so much filming to do to catch up on and get ahead. But certainly through the course of the coming weeks, I'll definitely give it a good bell, because I will wear this to work just to see. And just going in with the powder from Mirage, just over the edge of that. Just to help again set and soften that blend. I think what we might do on this really mobile part of my lid, I'm not going to use the pomade. I'm just going to go straight in with my finger and the powder, just because I know that I will have probably too much movement happening if I use the pomade in there. Clean my fingers off, because I'm going to go in with the lighter shade in Sandstone. And I'll go back over that with a brush. That's interesting. It's not wanting to grip as good without the pomade. It works better with a brush than my fingers. So that's interesting. It's definitely going better using the brush. Okay, so we haven't used this colour here, which is Sculpted, so we'll go in with the pomade, which is a lot darker than the powder in this, and we will use this as our liner. Stamp that in there. That's stamping in super easy. And flip it over to the other side. There's a double-ended brush. Flip it over to the other side. This is a flat brush into the powder. Oh, that's darker than I thought. Oh, right, okay, we're in a bit of trouble here. That's way darker than I thought. Not to worry, not to worry. So what we will do is now go in with the powder on Mirage, tap that off, and use this we can save this. This was just a heap darker than what I thought it was going to be. But all we have to do is buff it and that'll diffuse out, which is exactly what's happened. Okay, and just putting a bit of sandstone, which is that lightest colour again. Okay, now just because I haven't used the black here, we're just going to, we know I don't do black eyeliner, but just to use it, we'll just go right in close on the lash line, just about halfway in. We're not going to try and wing it out or anything. Because my eyes are too hooded to do a wing. Maybe one day when I have a blef, we will have a whole new world opened up to us. Okay, now into the powder of that and just over the top. Okay, sorry, I'm a bit less talkative. I don't know if I'm out of practice or what's going on, but we can see where that finishes there. Sorry, I'm just cleaning off my eyeliner brush. I don't want to add any more to it. What I do want to do is sort of go over it and just sort of pull it, which is what, it's quite workable. So that's pulled all the way forward there. Right, now they say that you can use this on your lips. I think pretty much we're sort of stuck there, because though we might go into Harvest first and then into that. Oh, there is fluff. Got it. So let's see how we go. I mean, that's spreading easily. Like, stupidly easily. Okay, now into here, into core, same brush. Ooh, quite like that shade. Now it's not something that you can just smack your lips together like a lipstick, obviously, and transfer the colour. What does that mean? Does it mean it'll be long wearing? I don't know. I do have a coffee next to me that I haven't drunk yet. Let's get the finger in. You know what I think's really interesting is I actually do think this pomade applies better all over the face with a brush than with your finger. Now I've just gone into sandstone, which is the lightest colour, just to It's interesting. I feel very 90s. Okay, what I'm going to go and do now is, obviously we don't have a highlighter on, but while I say I'm feeling 90s, actually, you know what? I've just stuck my finger into the powder of sandstone. I don't know if you heard that noise that just came out of my mouth then. So you can use that, I guess, as a really subtle highlight. I don't know. I'm going to set my face down now, and I'm going to put some mascara on, and I might put just a colour in my waterline, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I've just noticed I've had a fair bit of fallout of the black underneath this eye, and if I was going to be wearing this all day, I would probably have to remove that area and redo. So that's something to think about. It's a bit messy, to be quite honest. So essentially, do your eye makeup and then do the rest of your face is what I would say. This feels okay on the lips. This could be a bit drying. I'm just going to put on some of the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. Everything else that I'm wearing on my face, I will list down in the description box. So that's just enhanced that a little bit. But this is the finished look. Like I said, I've had this big bit of fallout happen here. It's not real good at all. And it's quite the mess actually. And it's under both eyes. And we'll just zoom in. I don't know if you can, the camera's picked it up. So that's a bit disappointing. Other than that though, I really like this. This gives me a really easy 90s vibe. I mean, you're not going to get a huge amount of variation in your looks. I mean, you'll get depth as well, but it's a brown look, and that's exactly what it's going to be. But I really like it. Just a shame about this part here. And even, like, you can even see here where I've just tapped that powder over the top of where all that fallout is, that it is sort of a natural highlight as well without being a glowy highlight. It just, you know, it's no different to brightening your face with a powder. And in fact, you could probably, let's just try this for a second. Bear with me. I mean, you can use this as a brightening powder. This is sandstone, the original powder. You could use that to brighten under the eyes for sure, which is exactly what that's just done. So it's a great product if you are not good with makeup, if you're really not sure about what you're doing with your eyes and you want something that's going to move around easily and you want something that's pretty natural, then this might be for you. Just as I said, if you're using the black, and the black's the only one that I noticed that happen with, I might have gone in a bit rough. Yeah, the black's definitely the only one that I noticed that with, so I didn't have any fallout with the others, so that's worth noting. But it just blends itself. Do I think it's worth the money? Yeah, I probably do. If this colour story is something that you like, I think that you'll get a lot of use out of it. If you like a cream product, if you don't mind setting it with powder. If you don't have hooded eyes, then you may not necessarily have to set it like I do, but it's innovative, I guess, which is one of the things that I really, really like about it. And I'm really looking forward to getting into the other palette. Now, I need to go and have a break because my voice is about to dry up on me. Well, I didn't make it to the end of the video because it did just dry up on me and I had a coughing fit. So, well, we've made it through the first one. I am back. I've got a whole heap of stuff to bring to you over the next couple of weeks. Let's get to it again. So, as per usual, don't forget to tell your mother, tell your sister, tell your friends to come along and join this little channel that we're creating into a community. Let me know if you've tried this and what your thoughts are on it, for sure, in the comments. Until next time, take care. Bye. Bye.